All right, welcome to Talk About Paint Club. I'm your host, the waiter who upcharged you on a bucket of garlic fries, Rick Strohmeyer.
And I'm Matt Hatchers, who had a nervous breakdown trying to get her computer started. So, yay for getting old.
All right, so let's see. We are. Oh, I
I
had a bunch
missed
of.
you.
Well, thank you. I did too. I had a bunch of opening lines tonight, and that's the one I went with. Probably was the least best of the bunch. All right, so let's see. It is August. Welcome to August. We're back, and let's see. Let's get our home, our whatever house cleaning we got to do. All right, so new month, new color of the wheel. Nicole will be spinning that later. So as part of Paint Club tradition, on the beginning of the month, we will share what our previous color of the month was, and it was black. So we had a lot of opportunities to use that infamous color, and let's see what we did, if any.
Funny.
So no, seriously. Like the toys I have don't involve black, but I do have a color of I do have a series of paintings to show. So the burning question before we get to what you
So
what
I
have
was
you been
pulling
doing
out
lately is
I'm drinking my favorite iced tea because that's it. I just had like a bucket of water, so I'm just like, fuck that. I want something
that's
sweet.
what I'm
And I just ate a
that's
bunch
what
of
I'm drinking.
watermelon, so I'm just like, iced
I'm
tea
drinking the bucket of
or
water.
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 Fuck.
It's like
I made
I've had.
watermelon popsicles, and I kind of want to get one, but
Oh, nice. Yeah, I had a lot of soda and coffee today, and it's like let's put water back into this system and see how it's going. So,
yeah.
I mean, like I had to have a Coke with dinner just because I had a really great day, and I was like, and it's 10 minutes just after 6. I was like, okay, I should
I
probably.
saw.
Hey, no. I was like, hey, I should probably make dinner, and did, and had a very nice dinner, and had a soda with it, and I'm like, okay, time for water now until Alicia comes home tomorrow.
Time
So,
for your water.
yeah. So that's that.
Yummy.
Yeah,
I've
dude.
never had soda like that, but yummy.
Yeah, dude. I made fajitas without tortillas, so just a big ass pan fried steak with beans and guacamole.
So just okay. I was wondering, like, wait, does that mean you substituted? But then I was like, probably not. Knowing you, you probably just
Nope,
ate it
I
like
just
as
didn't.
is.
I don't fuck with tortillas. You got that gets in the way of eating more
Very
meat.
carb friendly of you.
Yeah, and then had avocado to put on my
Look at
refried
you.
beans and on my steak, and yeah, it's like I have a. We live.
We are live,
alive.
David. Well, we take 1 week off, but July had 2 extra weeks because it started on July 1st. So it's 3 weeks on, 1 week off, but July gave both Rick and I a vacation.
Yeah.
Ish.
So yeah, that's so the format I've stolen or borrowed from another podcast that they do only three shows a month, and they take the fourth one off to recharge their batteries and stuff. And unlike them, if we have 2, we take 2. But Graveyard Tales will, if they have 2 weeks that are dead during the
oh god,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what last Saturday was.
he was a groomsman at a wedding, and remember when he was drunk at the bachelor party, like,
oh yeah,
like while we were alive.
Yeah,
that would have been a
yeah.
show.
So Graveyard Tales, they take 2 if they have 2 weeks dead at the end of each month, they will air a Patreon episode so that their audience doesn't like feel so jaded. And I'm like, that's cool. We don't have a Patreon.
We don't have that though. So
and also luck of the draw. You get us 36 times a year and no more. Um,
Oh God, that's right. Dylan cut his finger while he was chugging a
no.
beer. So let's all make fun of him for that.
No, dude. Like, so
Why
the
not?
big
That's
question.
hilarious.
So the big question, Dylan, did you take a picture of it before you administered first aid?
He sent me a picture. I should see
No,
if it's
no,
on
no.
here.
That's my
Because when he sent it to me, I was
burning
like,
question for the night.
fingers.
All right. So did you take pictures of your bleeding fingers before you administered first aid, or were you at least on the way to get medical assistance? So,
At least
all
a
right.
pretty girl gave him medical assistance.
Okay, so let's see.
He was like, I shotgunned a beer. I was like, how the fuck do you cut open your fingers when you're shotgunning a beer?
Probably carelessly get it in the opening of the beer.
I thought about that after. I was like, oh, drunk people doing drunk shit, you know.
Like,
anyway, stop making
fun
of poor Dylan. I do it enough.
I'm not making fun of him. I'm just curious because like spills and accidents are so like what we're all about to learn right now is one of my pet peeves is when people like spill something and then they take a picture of it to share it on social media. Like, and it doesn't matter what it is, but it's like, oh my gosh, look at that. You spilled a gallon of milk. Look at that. You decided to go find your phone, take a picture of it, and then clean it up. Where it's like, that milk's going everywhere. It's not going to be like, let me pose for you. All right, are you good? Okay, now we're going to be a gusher. So, yeah. Like, more often than not in... I
don't think...
I'm not, yeah, and more often than not in some of the painting communities that I'm on, people will share when they spill certain paints because they love to criticize one manufacturer's style for a paint vessel because it's a terrible design, but they're like, oh look, I spilled it because this design is shitty, and it's like, yeah, the vessel is shitty. Fix it. Like either don't buy the material from the shitty company, or put it in a more spill friendly container, or as per my one of my on my other channel, I have a hell of a hack on how to prevent spilling shit, and I think I've shared it here in the early weeks
I love it.
Of talk about Paint Club, and yeah, and I can say I don't know, I've gone years without spilling precious washes, glazes, or whatnot because tape is an amazing thing, and I'm pretty deliberate on where I want to put my shit.
My floor actually like appreciates you for it.
And all over the paint table is not an appropriate place for me to put my shit. So
no.
Yeah, and especially when like when this particular company will charge $8 for half an ounce of liquid, that's expensive. So a roll of tape would cost half as much as one of those bottles of paint. So, and it'll last you for a couple of years. So there's me
still
preaching.
Me
Thanks, Dylan, for
think about how that shit's.
Thanks, Dylan, for putting me on that tangent. So yeah, like, hey, my buddy got his. He did
send me a picture.
My best friend last year had showed me when he got a eagle claw stuck in his finger, a fishing hook, and I was like, Bob, please tell me.
Oh my god, I thought it was literally an eagle's claw.
That's why I qualified it. I was like, okay, yeah, no, he's not. So, yeah, so I was like, all right, Bob, tell me that you at least were at the emergency room when you took this picture. He's like, nope, it was as I was putting the boat in the trailer, I took this picture. I'm like, what? He's like,
his name would be Bob.
Yeah. And he's like, yep. He's like, I put the boat on the trailer and drove all the way to the medical with this in my hand. And I'm like, So you put a boat on a trailer one-handed. Yep. Like, okie doke. Well, you're more man than me. All right. So, actually,
I would have been screaming like a baby when okay, so like this finger, you can't really see it like here, but this finger here, there's a stitch or there's a scar right here on my knuckle. Oh, look, you can see it. Oh yeah, a little white scar there, and it kind of goes over here. Wait, no, it's over here. So I was using like you know what an immersion blender is, right?
uh-huh.
Like the stick blenders.
Yep.
So this was right after my last spine surgery. So let's just put this into perspective for you. I was cooking for one of the first times, like in like a month or two. And I was like, oh yeah, I want to make strawberry sauce or whatever. I put the thing on the counter. It started to slip off the counter, and instinctually I was like, whoop. And it tapped the button ever so lightly on the counter, and it just went cut my finger wide open. Like, Lord have mercy if my finger didn't, like, it would have fallen off. Like, it was so bad. It was so deep, and I'm screaming like, oh my God. And I'm running it like under the water in the sink, and my dad comes out of the bathroom and goes, why are you running it in the kitchen sink? Go to the bathroom. And I'm like, who fucking cares what sink it is? You know, like, I'm not taking pictures. And this man's like telling me to stop yelling or he's not taking me to the hospital. And I'm like I was screaming, holding my finger like this. And I'm just like, oh my God. And my dumbass is like, hold on, I gotta wrap my strawberry sauce. I did not just put all that effort into it for nothing. And I'm like this, holding it with paper towel, and he's just like, stop freaking out, or we're not going. And I'm like, what? Like, oh no. When they took it off me, like the thing, and they had to stitch it, I was like, I can't. I could sit through all of this. I could sit through my surgery shit, but the second I saw the flappy, I was like, and to this day, I just remember my dad being like, don't go in the kitchen sink. And I'm like, who fucking gives a shit what sink it is? That's a Bob thing, but you know what that's like.
Oh, sure I do. Heck yeah. Oh my
Such
gosh.
a Bob thing.
Yeah, actually, I was going to have that as a potential safety tip or tip of the week, where, like, so long ago we were told in shop safety that if should you lose grip of a bladed thing or a power tool, don't try and catch it. Just take a step back. And yeah, they gave us all a scrap of wood, and they were like, for about 5 minutes, we're all like, oops, letting go of a block of wood and taking a step back and watch it hit the floor, because it's like they really wanted us to get conditioned to the idea of that's the reflex, not to try and save this thing from breaking. And it's like, okay. So yeah, today I had dropped a box of that had like 4 or 5 X-Acto knives in it, and I'm just like, I'm watching it fall, and I'm like, oh well, I'm taking a step back. And then, like, I get to spend the next couple minutes with a magnet raking up the shop floor to make sure that all the blades are everything's accounted for. And I'm like, man, I've dropped a lot of shit in the past few years, but I've never bled for it. So good old Ron was a great instructor for that term, in terms of that. So
I haven't bled in a long time for it. So,
like, I can't remember, the last shop accident I had was my fault. I got bruised for it, and yeah, like, safety, yo.
oh wait, this happened. I was drilling the hole in the raw man, and this happened. But that's because my hand was vibrating, and I was like, eh. That was my fault. So yeah, I mean, it's usually my fault.
Shop accidents are always your fault. The shop accident is not going to happen because the wood or the material jumps out and says, boo. Shop accidents are your fault. It's just like people, I am a dick about shop safety, because I don't want to have to ever administer
No,
first
you need
aid
to
on somebody.
be.
I don't ever want to have to administer first aid to somebody who was fucking stupid. Like I watched a dude, and when I was a TA in college, I watched a dude pop the end of his finger in a printing press, and I watched him do it, and I watched him 4 times get a little nipped by the printing press and decided not to learn his lesson. And when it actually got caught, popped, I said to my professor, "I'm not cleaning that." And he said, "No, I'll be doing that. Just please escort him to the infirmary." And my next question was, "Where's the infirmary?" I had no, like, lots of people knew where it was. I fucking didn't. And that's only because I was lucky.
Because you're
That.
awesome.
I'm like, yeah, I got away pretty lucky in college of not having like any massive shop accident, and the hell, you know, yeah, yeah. Ooh, if you could see what I've seen with my eyes, right? That's that whole philosophy. All right, so what have you been working on lately, young lady? As I put gloves on.
Well, let me put this down because I'm working on a No, wait, I'll talk. No, I'll show the other stuff and then I'll talk about this. Hold on. I had to put down the thing. Where's my bag full of shit that I brought here? Oh, it's over here. I would put it over here. Okay, so Bean made me a new mold for my big guy.
Oh, very good.
So Bully is back, and I did a run of Barbie stuff because it was Bully's second birthday. First birthday. No, second birthday. Second birthday, but first birthday as a sculpt. There we go. So, and I also watched the Barbie movie, and I was like, I want to do this because now I'm obsessed. So I made a run of like Barbie themed ones, kind of, but not really. But they're all like pink and something.
Oh, cool.
As I just hold them like this. So I did like pink and teal, and did like pink and yellow, and they're all like different Barbies, like in the movie. So it's like Malibu Barbie, 90s hair Barbie.
That's funny.
But
I just recorded a
Barbie and Ken.
I just recorded a Barbie topic video for my other YouTube channel.
Oh, I can't wait. And then I did a Yankee one right before I went to the Yankee game. And then I was doing that, and I was doing our paint club, like the color of the month stuff. Where the fuck did I put that now? I literally it's down here. It's underneath the Sharpie. I was doing the color of the month, but I was also like fixing up other pieces. So I finally got the outline on this guy.
Okay.
And I started this because of the whole Barbie Oppenheimer thing. You've heard about the since it was like a double people were like, yeah. So I did double feature. I did Barbie and then Oppenheimer, and I definitely should have done Oppenheimer then Barbie because you felt like existential crisis shit like after that. And like I was just like, I went home late. Dylan and I went to it together. So so I went to no, I've always been the reason we have a pink shortage. First of all, like just because Barbie like is now the color, I have always been what they call Barbie core. So, anyways, like, so Dylan was like, "No, see Barbie second," and I was like, "Too late. I'm seeing it at 3." And then afterwards, I was like, "Why did I do this?" Because I was so depressed after Oppenheimer. But it was so good. But I was so depressed.
Yes, David, we will have a color of the month.
Barbenheimer. Yeah, it's not Oppen Barbie.
Oppen Barbie? That sounds sounds perverse, like Open Barbie. Sounds like a Georgia O'Keeffe. Oh.
So I started this guy.
Sounds really fucking funny. Nice.
And then yeah, this one's gonna say
Opie.
"Come on, Oppie, let's go party." Well,
That's
in
too
the
short.
movie, like they call him Oppie, so I was gonna write like "Come on," it's gonna be called "Come on, Oppie, let's go party," instead of "Come on, Barbie." And then so for our color of the month, I was like all done with it, and then of course my dumbass was like, "I need to add stuff," so now I'm adding mushrooms to it.
Oh, very cool.
Into its eyes, so it was done, and now it's not. And then the last thing, I posted it today, and I'm working on it right now. I was at the cemetery, and this soldier, his grave had one of his plaques fucked up, and like it was something that he earned while working, like while alive, and I found pieces of it strewn like over near my grandmother and my grandfather's grave, who was, was also a soldier, and I found like pieces of it. Was I had like a FedEx, or no, it was a UPS truck, and it was from like his however many years of service, because it was like the 90th anniversary of UPS, whatever, and the plaque was just all fucked up. There was pieces of the truck like all over the place, between like a 5 grave radius, and I think they might have picked up like a big chunk and tossed it because I couldn't like find all of it. And my brain's like, how the fuck do you run this over? Because it was on his like stone thing, and he had the flat stone. So I'm like, bro, did you literally just run over his grave?
Oh.
Like, what? So I picked it up, and right now I'm filling in the wood seal, like the wood filler. I cleaned it so far.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna sand it, and then I have stain and sealer, and I bought on eBay a new truck from the same like anniversary or whatever. Someone was selling like just the truck, like
Okay.
for way cheaper than like the whole set or whatever. And of course my dad knows the person's fucking like nephew, because I posted in like the local page, like, does anybody know this man's family like at all, because I'd like to return it to them. And of course, like the guy's like, you don't have to do all that. I was like, oh, it's too late. I already put the truck on eBay. Like my heart broke, because like the story of like when my mom was put there and how like how sad it was. Like, it didn't bring me peace because they fucked up a lot. And I was like, this guy died 2 years ago. That's how I was like, there's hope at least for like finding his shit and his family. But like he died 2 years ago. Like this family like has to suffer because of your negligence, and the man just died. So it's gonna go back to his brother. But yeah, we're filling in the wood filler now, and then tomorrow we're gonna sand it, and then we're gonna stain it, and we're gonna drill put the new truck here. We got the plaque all cleaned up, so he's gonna have the original plaque. He'll have the pieces of the original truck because I cleaned those. But we got to make it right. I don't know. It just really bothered me. So that's what I'm working on right now, is restoration of wood project, which I've never done.
Well, that's very sweet of you.
It just bothered me. It bothered me so much. I was like, how can you just do that to somebody? Like, and they're like, oh, we're not going to put it back. I'm like, I wouldn't either. What?
Like, we call those people
it, like,
assholes.
At the house. For real.
All right, and to answer
like,
David's question, in case you didn't see it in the chat,
like,
yes, we will have a new color of the month shortly, probably after my share time.
After we know what Rick does, yeah.
All right, so before I show everything, I'm gonna. I have an impersonation to show you. Okay, so I have an impersonation of a Washington D.C. Police officer on 4:00 on Thursday. Okay. So, what have we got? All right. So it's been a busy 2 weeks. I'll tell you what. All right. So let's see. We'll go backwards to forwards. All right. So to say I painted 6 toys this week is kind of a misnomer, because I've had 4 of them in progress for a while. So I'm going to show off the Mad Monsters that are completed. They're completed even though I don't have the alternate paws painted, but the big body, 95% of each toy is complete, and the big body, everything attached to it, is complete. So very pleased about that. So I got a blue one. Look at that beautiful dude. Shackles all painted up, skin all painted up. Check out those eyes. Roar. And yeah, and the bugs. You gotta see the fucking bugs. It's like he's got the DTs. There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so I got a blue one.
That's sexy.
And I got a pink one because one of the folks on Kickstarter was like, I want it pink and colorful. So yeah, if Nicole's not the reason for a pink shortage, this one is. I know I shared the horns or most of this last time, but I finally juiced up the pink and magenta to a fairly well, and I'm super. Oh, and the bugs.
That
the
is
fucking
insane.
Bugs. The bugs came out super cool.
Now I want one.
We got the brown one, and so the bald eagle one still has not been touched since I painted it live last time, and that's all right because there's enough other stuff I had to be painting. So here's the brown one, which I very much wanted this to have more of a foot in realism. And check out those eyes. Looks like Gorgonite from Small Soldiers, which is a compliment. The origin of this, the origin of this story was designed by James Groman, who, I can't tell you everything he's done. And there's the bugs there. And yeah, Small Soldiers. I've been hearing a lot of references to Small Soldiers as of late, and I guess I might actually have to watch that movie. All right, and then finally, the last one that's been a work in progress is a toy that Clav gave me I got from Clav during 5 Points, and yeah.
That's coming out so sick because I saw it playing.
Coming out, it's done. The brown one is what.
Wait, pull it back because I can't see. I can't see detail. But no, do the hand thingy. Yeah, pull it forward. Yeah, do the perspective strip for me. Oh, he's pretty.
Yeah, so like.
No, it did it. Now,
Yeah, so I really like the way this guy came out. It will eventually be on my website. I've also been building up a little bit of inventory, so when I redo my website later this week or next week, that I'll have at least half a dozen new toys to bring people to the yard, and this is definitely one of them. Yeah. I'm super pleased the way this came out.
Actually, milkshake.
The brown one is what Bear would have looked like. I loved it. Like they all came out super well, the Mad Monsters, and I'm super stoked the way that came out. All right, so toys that were finished this week or within the last 10 days. So Jermaine Rogers, My Brother Was a Hero. I've shared this on Facebook poorly. And so this is what happens when you stare at a Metallica album too long. But no, and yeah. If I can do this and not bleach it out. There we go. Somewhat better.
Yeah, that's
this is what happened. Yeah. And so very much and Justice for All type deal. I ended up, I'm not sure if I like the idea that I tagged the word justice on it in the very sloppy graffiti style. I really like the way the copper tubing came out, or at least what I decided would be copper tubing, and with a different oxidation method than what I normally do, and I think this is going to be the new normal. So yeah, so that too is also going to go up on the website when the launch comes out. And then, see, before I show painting with the color of the month, we have this monstrosity. Oh, that looks great. So,
Oh my god! What?
so did you not see this on my Instagram?
No, dude.
So this is
Instagram's been
the
showing me shit from June 24th.
okay. So this is on my other YouTube channel. So if you went to youtube.com/@rickstro, this is I do have a works. I have this I have pretty much most of the progress shots of this up there. And this is actually one of the things that made me super stoked today. Not that I finished it today because it was finished sometime last week. But so I did this for a hobby challenge from another YouTuber that I support on Patreon. And the theme for July was fairy tales. So I ended up making a tooth fairy out of an Alex Pardee Candyman. And so as per the YouTube video, I made the diorama itself, all the little shields and the rug. So I made everything that's flat on the laser cutter, and then the Candyman is removes from the floor. I made the carpet with a little thicker material, so it actually has a little lift on the flooring, and the thing is pinned to the floor because weight. And I ended up adding wings to it. I cut a hand off to it so it would be this way instead of facing down, so I could put extra teeth in the hand. I ended up sculpting.
Oh my god, I love him. It does look like the mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, so this toy sat around in my studio for a long time without me figuring out what to do with it. And Alicia and I were talking before I got to work on this diorama, and she said, it could look like a tooth. And I'm like, tooth fairy it is, and just went to town. So from the start of this project, it was about a week. And it was almost like the only thing I worked on consistently. And it is blacklight like crazy, but you'll have to see that on the YouTube video. But yeah, so then it fits in there. Yeah, and I got inspiration from this by basically my love of Sandy Scoglin and how she does like single color backgrounds and maybe has a repeating design element through there. And so, yeah, so this is my Sandy Scoglin diorama of a tooth fairy. And the best part about this is I ended up sending this link out to some folks, and I ended up getting a comment on my YouTube channel from the craftsman himself. So I was like, cool, craftsman, watch my video.
I was like, you probably were so excited because
I was elated, and I shared that feeling on Facebook today. So then,
oh, that's what that was about. Okay.
Ah, yes. So then, like on all these toys, like this one, no black is used in this one, right? No black whatsoever. On the Mad Monsters, very little. Maybe on the bugs, maybe in the eyes. On the Jermaine Rogers one, it was prime black, but there's no black in here, so no color of the month here. On my Tooth Fairy, there's no black here either. It's all what? There's no black here either. It's all just an optical illusion based on mixing of umbers and blues. But I have paintings. There we go. There's one. So this is Salvador Dali woodcut done with a laser. And this is blacklight as crazy. The black is not. But yeah, this is a 20 by 20 inch painting. My love of Salvador Dali, neon colors and halftones. And yeah, so this is going to, I've got an art fair next.
Lover.
So what?
Frida's lover.
Frida's lover.
That was the rumor.
So yeah, so I got.
That was the rumor.
Next week I have an art fair. We're going to have to not be on Saturday because probably I'll be driving home by the time Paint Club rolls around. So we're gonna have to have an alternate day. But yeah, that's
Sunday.
cool. That is everything I've been working on for the past 2 weeks and a little beyond, of course. So good times.
Yay!
But my
This is interesting stuff.
What's that?
It's plastic wood filler for the plaque, and it's pink, but it dries like white.
It dries white to let you know it's dry.
I know. I just found it interesting that it's like it'll be easier to stain like that than sand.
It's very responsible of them to make sure that they can tell you, hey, it's dry. It's just as responsible as diaper manufacturers who put the wet stripe in their diapers so that you don't have to go digging into the diapers to see if they're wet. You can just be like, it's green, you're still good to go. So yeah, color changing technology. It's appreciated. Yeah, dude, it's perfect. You got a.
I'm just glad that these aren't as thick as I thought they were.
Okay, cool.
You got a Sharpie wheel? Yes, I do.
Yeah, a Sharpie wheel that we can spin. I love Sharpie.
Yeah, so let me put these somewhere safe.
Yeah,
dude. Somewhere it's not going to just drip on me.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Yo.
Come on, you stupid turd.
Here's the Sharpie wheel. Oh, look here. I forgot that I had it here. Here's the truck.
Oh, that's adorable.
The not broken one. Obviously not broken. And I got it on eBay like this. So the guy put it on a new plaque. So it was like $10 versus like $40. And I'm like, $10 to help a vet? We're good.
No. Oops, sorry, y'all. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, you ready? Give it a whirl.
Oh, this computer. The joys of this computer.
Oh, that's why. I shot a 20-minute video on my Choletta. There you go. What are you doing?
Why can't I hear you when I click back on?
I don't know. Anybody else hear me? If you can hear me, put a thumbs up in the chat.
Hold on.
I wonder if it's my phone. Could be me. Let's see. Okay.
Figured it out.
All right, cool. The chat says they can hear me, so excellent.
No, it's okay. So on here it says default headphones Nicole's Pro, which is what I'm using, and then below it, it's communications headphones Nicole's Pro, and I'm just like, I don't fucking understand and then below it, headphones Nicole Pro, and then below that, headset Nicole. You know what? Fuck you. All right. Anyways,
your headset's different names.
I don't know why. They're all the same. Okay. Robot.
Spin it.
I'm proud that this wheel actually sticks on it. Do I say this one because it's right on the word?
Dealer's
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah, it's right on the word. Okay. Oh, but we did it already. Do I change? Do I do it again?
What is it?
It's nano blue.
Sure, spin it again.
Recently, yeah. I was like, that. Oh my god. Lime.
Lime? Yay!
Lime.
All right, so our color is lime, which is great because I have 7 shelves full of different limes. That's awesome.
That's good because I was starting to do some stuff that was like a mixture of
Cool.
greens and like pinks and
And
stuff.
really,
So, yeah, that
so
works.
So-Flat's yellow green is probably the best lime ever.
So good. The best.
Like,
And
I used to have-
comes in the basic set if you need to start it.
There you go.
Don't fucking
Yeah.
eat the lime, Dylan. It's a color.
Key lime is amazing. Oh, I got these wonderful key lime sugar wafers the other day. Oh, so yummy. Big fan of lime. Limeade, lime kebabs, lime a la king, lime and shrimp, lime sandwiches, lime soup, gallons and gallons of lime stew. It's all good. Yeah.
All I kept thinking is like mash them, put them in a stew.
Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew. There you go.
No,
all right.
It's backwards.
That's all right. We'll figure it out. Perfecto. That's awesome. Hold it up close to the camera. Or send me a picture of that.
Okay.
Like when we're done, send me a picture of that on the wall.
Okay.
That'll be fun. Oh.
Okay, lime is gross, then don't fucking eat it. It's literally
lime
a color.
Is great, man. Like the world played the smallest violin for me when Skittles went from lime to green apple, but apparently they went back. Everybody was happy. Lime
I used
sherbet.
to love the lime Skittles.
Key lime pie, lime sherbet, lime sorbet.
Lime on
Lemon
top
lime.
of watermelon. With
lime
tahini.
cream soda. Limeade. Lime's pretty damn good. Lime hot sauce.
It is. Lime's good.
Lime-based hot sauce.
Oh.
There's going to be like everything's good. Everything's lime.
Now I kind of want some lime and like cucumbers. Delicious.
So there you go. Anyone who thinks differently is wrong. Well, color me wrong.
No, you're
amazing.
wrong. You're wrong.
Margaritas? God damn, you can't get margaritas without a lime.
Or mojito.
It's hard to argue with the margarita.
It is very hard to argue with a margarita.
Right,
even I will agree with that.
Whatever.
Dylan, you're wrong about like 90% of things. Let's not do that right now.
All right. So, what have you been like? Oh, dude, what have you been listening to lately?
Oh, Barbie and Oppenheimer. But specifically, I've been watching anime.
Okay.
And I'm loving it. I've been watching My Hero Academia, and I'm loving it. Okay. And I thought of you yesterday because in this one episode, they're having to do like a festival, and one like class or whatever decided to do like a Romeo and Juliet mashed up with Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. And the only thing that, like, they don't show much of like, you know, that part because they're not like they're not like they're not important. Well, they're also not important. Exactly, because like when they went to talk about Mickey Mouse, they said some other kind of mouse might not like this, and so they joke a lot, but he this man, they are like, they're sitting there and they're like, Romeo, oh Romeo, and then like fucking people dressed as elves come in, and the guy goes, "Did Gandalf tell you the king of Gondor is not your father? I'm your father." And I was fucking like just done, like deceased. Like that was it. Like I don't. This had nothing to do with actual anime, but it was such a funny little like stupid nod to a whole bunch of stuff. And all I could think was like, I need to tell Rick about how they did a Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Romeo and Juliet, because he's like Romeo, Romeo. And then they turn into like, did Gandalf tell you that the king of Gondor is not your father? Because I'm your father. And I'm like, what? But it's besides that, like the actual show itself is really fucking good. I can't watch it like while working because I subtitle it. So I'm like, this is difficult to get things done while like listening. But that's me. And you know, my murder mystery shit. Like I've been watching cold file cases when I'm working. And I'm like, ooh, tell me more about this cold file case. So, you know, that's my off working time. And then like with the kids, of course, I'm listening to a lot of like
what?
Like Caillou and like Caillou and like all those shows that make me want to punch my fucking eyes out. Where my brain told me, "Oh, I thought I was done when my goddaughter got old."
If I ever hear
Rick doesn't know we can't
again,
hear him.
I'm going on a fucking murder spree. Like
No, that's not allowed in my room.
I never have to watch. I never have to listen to fucking Baby Shark ever again.
Not allowed in my room. And the thing is, like, I don't let noisy toys be donated either.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
like I'm constantly, but I'm also that person that won't give your kid a noisy toy either, because I gave my goddaughter like a rocking horse when she was born that was like, ah! I swear to God, her mother was like, and I learned right then and there, don't do it. But like this girl, she comes in with her unicorn all the time now, and it's like bling, bling, like this like shimmering sound. And I'm like, that unicorn might die today. That unicorn might take its last gallop at the church.
No, man. Like, when my first year of teaching.
No, Baby Shark.
My first year of teaching, I got so annoyed at my middle schoolers that one day we designed noisemakers, and so I had all these steel cans that we filled up with noise, rocks and shit, and they designed a label to seal it up to it, and I sent them home with these fucking shaker cans that made all kinds of noise. And one of the TAs is like, Strohmeyer, that's a really dick move. Like, yeah, like that would never have made it into the car. Yeah, okay. I'm like, they didn't shake it in my classroom. They shook it on the way home or whatnot, you know. And I didn't see one of those in the garbage before I left. So yeah. So parents found out after they picked up their kids that their kids were taught by Satan for the day.
That's some loud shit. They have so we have this thing that if they're good listeners, we give them a treat. But some of the kids, like they'll be like sneaking some shit. Like they'll somehow sneak like a handful of lollipops instead of just the one dum dum. And I'm constantly like, yeah, well, you know what? They're going home with their parents. Oh well. But then afterwards, like when they have like coffee hour, they'll be like, Mom, can I have a brownie? Can I have a cookie? And their mom's like, yeah. And I'm just like, they've already had a lolly with me. the other day, like one kid, he's so sweet. He was like, "Mom, can I have a brownie?" As he has 2 cookies on his plate, and both her and I at the same time went, "No, you can't have a brownie." And she goes, "Thank you for reinforcing that," and like high fives me. And I'm just like, the audacity, like of a 5-year-old wanting a brownie on top of his cookies.
Hey, my
Like,
friend's kid would do that. My friend's kid would try that.
I know, but it's just like that when you're in that moment of like teaching them, it clicks at you know how it is. Like it goes out of your head of like, if it was my goddaughter, my ass would have been like back in the day, like, hell yeah, you can have a brownie. But like once I'm teaching them, I was like, no, you can't have a brownie. Like my rules go out the window when it's not like her. I don't know. I find it funny, but like his sibling was telling me that when I was like, "Oh, where's Vivi, the baby who like we're gonna get soon?" She goes, "At home alone," and I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, she's by herself." And I'm like, "Tate, don't tell anybody that besides me." And afterwards, I told his mom that, and I was like, "Tate's walking around telling people that your daughter's home by herself," and she's like. You know, cause the baby's like 13 months. I was like, oh my goodness. Kids say funny shit. Kids are hilarious, and I love it because they go home afterwards.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it when they hug me. You're like, I'm so glad I'm done with that life, and I'm just like, I'm so glad I'm in it.
Dude. Yeah. Different lifestyles,
like,
Different lifestyles, man. Like, give them back at 2:00.
If I was in your situation, like how you taught, I couldn't.
Nope. Nope. I'm done. Yeah.
What ages are they? Right now that it's summer, they're like 2 to 6. But during the school year, they're like 3 or 4 to like 15. It's a lot different. Like the older kids have like shit that they're doing right now, you know? The younger kids have nothing that they're doing right now. They need to be like just not in the church. Just not with mom. Well, we played baseball with them the other day, and this little boy just goes, "I hit him in the nipple," and I was like, "Well, there we go." That's the quote of the night, guys.
Well, you can't have nice things.
And like, I don't use their names, and my dad asked me why I don't, and I'm like, because of their safety.
No, we were told in the district that, well, it's confidentiality, and we were told in the district we were told the urban legend of, well, there was a staff member who's using kids' names at a restaurant, talking to somebody, and somebody from a parent heard or a buddy heard that they were talking about their buddy's kids, and and next thing you know, this person is out of a job because they were breaching confidentiality, and they were talking about a kid that somebody knew about, yada yada yada. So when I met Alicia, I met her at work. Right. So I met her at the school I was teaching at or working at, and she knew the kids that I worked with, and I used those names with her. The instant that she left, I was using names or pet names or code names for the kids. So like, yeah, they know, like, I never, and and a code name for me to Alicia is no problem. She can figure out, like, okay, new class, new group of names, right? And it didn't matter dick to her. Yeah. But like, yeah. So like, I had almost every year I had a can-do kid that would just do what I needed to, and every year you had one that was the opposite. And so, yep. There's always one, at least. And like I had a kid that I called the gentle giant. I had a kid that that was a wolf kid, because once he proclaimed very loudly that he was a wolf. And
okay, then he is.
Yeah, go from there. And then I had a kid that his name was Kid Who Makes Things Explode, because like when he was drawing, things would just he would say that was the I use code names for my campers like shit stain, fuckhead, and mistake. I like it. It's
you
not
are not allowed to work with children ever.
What exactly do you do with these kids in what ages? A shit stain, fuckhead, mistake, etc. Yeah. I mean, if I work
refer to them like if their initial or if their name's Rick, I'll just say R.
Right.
And like.
But like even initials.
Like
initials could get your ass in trouble.
They don't say I can't be like confidential, or that I have to be, but like I choose to just not say their names.
You should be,
because it's a church. It's not like a school. If it was a school, I would.
Word of the wise, keep your ass covered. Like everybody, there's that.
Sometimes I'll just say like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So then it's not obvious. It's just the alphabet. Like when all of them are there, I usually just do like.
You have the old phrase "cover your ass." I like to add one more letter to it, or one more word to it, so it ends up being an acronym, because the kids today love acronyms, and I do it as CYANS. Cover your ass now. Don't wait till you have to cover it up because somebody said, "Hey, your butt's showing." You cover it now, because as my dad once said to me, or many a times, never fuck yourself, because there are too many people out there willing to do it to you for free.
What a Bob thing to say.
So yeah, words of wisdom from my dad. And yeah. So when I wasn't listening to the news,
I like it.
So when I wasn't listening to the news this week, because there wasn't anything good on the news to listen to, I was listening, or I had in the background the show. God damn it, fucking brain fart. Anyway, Amazon had a series on the Gilgo Beach murders. That's like a 10-year-old documentary, and I rewatched that. It's pretty good. I very much look forward to what those folks have to say. The killing season. So I very much look forward to seeing if those folks will have a follow-up in the next couple of years. I imagine that just because they found a suspect, still a suspect right now, that those good folks at that documentary series will be all over covering an update, which is pretty cool. And then
I feel bad for his family.
And then pretty much I was listening to Metallica and Megadeth before 1992. Pretty much any metal thing that had happened before 1992. Or by.
Why specifically that?
Because that was when I was in middle school, starting in around 92. That's when some of the best stuff had ever come out or was about to. It also happened, and that's just the way it is. So like, Faith No More's The Real Thing came out. You had Countdown to Extinction and all the Megadeth before that. You had the Black Album, which I only cared for like a third of it, but Metallica had a bunch of good stuff beforehand. Let's see, what else have we got? You had a little bit of Rage Against the Machine going on there. So yeah, those were the four horsemen of the apocalypse that I was listening to this weekend, or the last couple weeks. So not exactly outside my comfort zone, but take a little trip with the time machine, and it's fun. I also found an old picture that I found an old picture that I had a series of paintings I wanted to do right when the pandemic started. And it was mainly because of the pandemic, but shortly after getting all the photos I needed for the series of paintings, I very much lost the drive to continue that. And I had asked some friends to do a certain pose with like an object of their preference, and one of my friends had posed with a Pee Wee Herman uh, uh, pull string toy that had like a voice box in it, so you pulled the string and it said goofy things. And yeah, I pulled that old picture out, and I was messing around with some ideas on that. Yeah. Rest in peace, Paul Rubens. What a shit ass time to go. But
he literally was all of our childhood.
But the guy apparently kept his cancer to himself and went out the way he wanted to, instead of
a lot of people have been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like celebrities, like more recently, they take their sicknesses with them to the grave.
They go
wow, that's
confidential, and they go out the way they want to, whether or not they're going to spend a long time battling it, or if they're just going to go out when the lights go out, and that's cool.
I think that's beautiful, honestly.
It's their own right to choose. In hell, like
we were saying about what's it like when we were saying Nightmare Before Christmas. Mm-hmm. All I was thinking was when he was one of Oogie Boogie's little minions.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if he was Locke, Sock, or Barrel.
I think he was Locke.
But like they had a little video clip. Yeah, the video clip I posted. I don't know if you saw when him and Catherine O'Hara, and they were all up there on stage and they were singing like, "It's Mr. Oogie Boogie, man.
No, and like Dylan says, he was best in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I agree to a fairly well, because it was his post wackadoodle appearance. So I think I'm so glad that a lot of the news did not capitalize on the idea that he got caught playing wackadoodle in a theater, and they just accept the idea that he was a childhood icon or a pop icon, and you go with that. Like seriously, a guy whacking off in an adult theater. It made news back then, but it's like, come on, we're at the same time where a president's getting a BJ in the White House, and that's a terrible offense. And like, come on, guys, move on. The guy got caught playing wackadoodle after he had already filmed in advance a whole season of his fucking show. That's pro. Like seriously, you get a whole year's worth of work done. Feel free to relax. God damn it. And that's the news of the day. He got caught playing. Right. So I'm not saying people should go.
I loved. No, don't go jerk off in movie theaters, please.
I'm not saying people need to go play whack-a-mole out in the in public and stuff. Like a fucking adult theater might be the one place you expect it to occur, but like it's pre-internet. like seriously, you'll never hear of that nowadays because we have the internet.
Never
at all. All right, so like, cool. It's a crime of the time.
I think it's. I like that, a crime of the time.
Crime of the time.
I
like no children were exposed to that.
I like that No. I like that for like us and our whole generation. He taught all of us. I know you are, but what am I? Because that shit, kids do that. Even like the kids I teach, I've heard, I know you are, but what am I? And I'm like, oh. Like the things that transcend generations.
I guess I'll have to watch that.
You forgot he was in Blow?
I've never seen Blow.
Not you, Dylan.
What's that?
It's good. It's about cocaine.
It's a hell of a drug.
It's with Johnny Depp, Penelope Cruz. If I'm not, am I correct when I say it was Penelope as the woman? I think it was Penelope. Oh no! Don't let me go away again, computer. Okay, there we go.
My camera makes me need tiny hands when I can shrug like this.
It was a very like You need
Mystery
like,
Men. God damn, that was so underrated.
You need those little hands that they sell online now, like this, so you could.
Or I need to back the fuck away.
No, you need those little hands. Oh yeah,
sorry, I like having
George Jung. That's right.
And like Mystery Men. God, that was so good. That's what a superhero movie should look like. Guys who don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Just died?
Who?
The guy that blows about. He was like the Americano cartel like trafficker for what's his face? Pablo.
And then
in the 70s.
So I went looking for. Here's the other thing I went looking for this weekend. I went looking for Pablo Escobar hippos because, like,
that's a fun story.
I went scouring YouTube for about an hour and a half looking at any video I could find, and I found a really nice one about this lady who's very much like not talking about how they got there, why they're there, the drugs that brought them there. It was more along the lines of, well, this is the impact they're having on my little town. And it's like, oh, that's intense. But they don't. But like they're not.
They're destroying shit.
And it's funny because it's like, oh, they, like I am not for the hunting of big game animals, but they are invasive species there, and like if the local government wants to make a couple bucks, you open it up to hey, Robin, you open it up for trophy game hunters with the clause that they are responsible for hauling it out. And that's all they get to hunt for. I mean, hell, if the shitbag that owns Jimmy John's is willing to go,
it's not like they could like.
They're just going to be a new invasive. They're just going to be a new dominant species on there, and it's like, I kind of, I want to see like, I very much want to see like what the fuck's going on in Colombia with hippos, and watch how like that unfolds. But that's my curiosity saying, yeah, let's see how they fuck up this area, or if there's anything on the planet that will eventually evolve to take them down. No, we don't have that much time. So it's like,
it's not like they could sit there and transport them like over to like Africa and be like, well, here's your new spot,
or zoos,
die.
Or find zoos that will take them. Yeah. It's like it's unfortunate, but it was pretty fascinating to watch how, like, all right, so you have this dude who's just funding a fucking zoo with his coke money, and then like they relocate all these other animals, but the hippos, they don't stop the hippos from escaping. They just let them go, and they're just in the fucking water.
Let them go. I was like, what? I had a turtle named Pablo Escobar.
Oh yeah.
Because I found him outside of a Colombian. I found him outside of a Colombian restaurant. Like this is no lie. He was this big. He was one of the the red ear sliders that they sell in like Chinatown, and he was randomly like, he was here like local. He was in Portchester, New York, which is right over the border, and yeah, his name was Pablo Escobar because he was outside of the restaurant here that's called SIES Colombia, and I felt like that was appropriate. So that was Pablo. But then Pablo died because he had some kind of illness like already in him, and died like real young. But for like when I was 17 until I was like 24. I had a fucking turtle named Pablo Escobar. He was badass. He was only like this big. He didn't grow that big.
Sorry, Alicia's gone, so if the dogs
And
are
then that's
barking,
the
I have to be like, oh, what's going on? So I got to double check on the dogs.
No, don't be sorry. They all got to hear how I met Pablo. How I met Pablo.
Hippos are
on my casual walk.
Hippos are awesome, man.
They're not low key menaces. They're high key menaces. They
Check
kill
out-
the most amount of people in Africa in a year.
They deserve it. Check out, when you're done watching this, check out the channel Casual Geographic. That dude covers some, always mentions hippos, and that dude has a good time. The guy talks like a gamer. I mean, he probably is one, but he straight up knows a ton of shit about animals and wildlife and our damage to the world, and it's fucking hilarious. And I bought his book, or I got his book on audio because like I love his YouTube stuff.
Ooh.
And the moment he plugged his book on YouTube, I just went out and I'm like, oh, there it is. It's now in my Audible library. Like, and it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, it's one of my few guilty pleasures of like silly things from YouTube that are like, at least you ain't listening to that with me. So there we go. All right, and then let's see.
I gotta listen to that now.
Yeah, dude, Casual Geographic is fucking hilarious. Like how he describes being things being killed. It's never like you're going to fucking die by this thing. You're just going to be like, and one of the fastest ways to be put on a shirt is by doing this. It's like being put on a shirt is his way of saying you're going to fucking die. Oh. It's wonderful.
You're going to fucking die.
You're going to fucking die. No, this dude tries. It's clear like this dude has a style and a way he describes things and a way he elaborates that he does. He never wants to not get demonetized on YouTube. And I totally approve of that.
Makes sense.
Like, it's like on this channel, I don't care if I get monetized on it. On the other one,
Because we're not trying to.
one day, the other one will catch on. This one, yeah, it does. Yeah. And then let's see. You got any upcoming shows going on?
Yeah, in Texas with Ghost
In Texas.
Fox.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I kind of want to go.
I'm going to pack some sunscreen. It's bucket hot down there. Even in September when the show is. Yeah. Oh gosh, yes.
Because I low key want to go. Just to
That's,
say I went to Texas. But then I also was like, do I care about going to Texas?
That's where I'm from. Like,
I know. I mean, I would go if I was like doing. I don't know.
Yeah. No way.
Like
I don't need it. I don't need to go back to it. Like, I don't need to go to El Paso anytime soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I were to go,
No,
I'd be at my mom's.
They don't want me to smoke down there though.
No, but like, so the coolest part about El Paso is you can see the closest dispensary from there. So like one of the Interstate 10 separates New Mexico and El Paso, and so like right across from the interstate is a dispensary that law enforcement probably knows everybody in the county goes there to fucking buy legal weed and then just bring it over. So it's like kind of hard to want to enforce that. But I imagine one day people, if they ever want to have a fundraiser, they can like set up on the other side of the city limits and just be like, oh yeah, I saw you coming over here. You got any weed on
That'd
you?
be fun.
But yeah.
Fuckers. I think I would just drive like a little bit further and then just come down. I'd be like, just drive around El Paso real quick. Like
New Mexico is called Land of Enchantment. Now I understand why. But I guess big news 4 days ago. Minnesota is finally recreational. So yeah,
I heard.
Times. So happy times. That means yay for me. I've had my medical card. It's fine. But yeah, if you got your medical card, it's an easy way to get into dispensaries because it's pretty much like those people are because the only dispensaries that are available right now are ones that were catering to people with medical marijuana cards. So that being said, they're the only game in town right now too. Anybody can go in, but you have to pretty much you're not going to be going in just because you're walking off. You get off the subway or the light rail and go in. You still have to make some type of appointment by virtue of the internet to be able to get in because they're secure. So yeah. So, but anyway, dispensaries probably won't be up and running for any non-carrying card-carrying people for probably another year because they didn't open up business licenses until after the legalization. So you're going to have people trying to scamper to get licenses and build up and build up shops to code. And like I don't know what the dispensaries look like. Yeah, and I don't know what the dispensaries look like in your neck of the woods, but in the states that I've been, you have a lobby that before you actually go into where they have your ability to get a hold of product, and yeah, so good luck to everybody. I mean, hell, there's a rundown or a closed up bar like 3 blocks from me, and I said to Alicia once, wouldn't it be nice to be able to turn that into a dispensary so I could just like walk to work and blah, blah, blah. She's like, you're going to get robbed on your way to work. Like, probably. Like people are going to know like, hey, there's the shop owner walking 3 blocks to his weed shop and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, yeah, but it's cool. It's right there on the right along the light rail. So people can get off, get some weed, and then get back on and go do their thing.
And you can get robbed, and
I'm like, I'm not going to get robbed. I'm going to have a security guard, just like every other fucking dispensary. Like I was in Illinois, right? And I was the last dude of the day. I'm that dude who made it in like 10 minutes before close. And it was pretty clear, like, they were all annoyed that I walked into the building. But I'm like, you guys, it's 10 to 8. And so, I made it through the lobby, and I'm waiting in line. And, I look behind me, and there's 4 fucking dudes. They're all big dudes, and they're all security. And I turn around and go like, do you all have firearms or just this guy? And I didn't point to be like, this motherfucker has a gun, but I just casually said, do you all have firearms, or is it just
Why
that
would you
dude?
even say that?
Because I'm waiting in line, I'm bored, and I noticed the guy's firearm under his shirt, and the fucking dude, he does this. So they're all standing there with their hands at their lap, and the fucking dude went to check his gun, and I'm like, dude, fucking rookie, I saw it. But the other 2 are then like, fucking rookie, don't fucking show them where your gun is.
Don't let them know.
And I'm like, but they didn't answer me. I'm like, oh, okay. And so like they didn't answer me, and then I got called up to get my stuff. I'm like, hey, all right. But it was pretty clear, like those 4 fucking dudes wanted me out, just out. I'm like, don't worry, you know, I'm gonna be out as fast as this person can go process the order.
Hurry the fuck up. Whenever I walk into places like that, like 10 minutes before, I'm always like this. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And they're like, it's fine. And in my head, I'm like, as the former retail person, I'm just like, it's not. That's
Come
why
on,
I'm
dude.
saying it.
Come on, dude. If you're at a convention, somebody comes up 10 minutes before it ends, you're selling them something, right?
Yeah, but that's us because we get that money. These motherfuckers ain't getting that money, that extra.
They're still on the clock from 7:50 to 8 o'clock. They're still on the fucking clock.
It's just a whole different mindset. They want to close up shop.
I understand that, and they want to go home, but you know, they're still on the clock. They still have a professional obligation to the person cutting them their check that they're going to be functioning up until the point the doors close.
I understand the customer side too. Trust me. But I'm just saying, from someone who worked retail, also, I'm like, I get all of the sides, and I'm just like, that's why I cringe a little bit. I cringe, but I know I'm right.
But seriously though, like if you were a business owner and you had an employee that shut down business 10 minutes early every day, a week goes by, and that's an hour's worth of time that they stole from you.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't feel bad for coming in late, as long as I'm not there when the doors close or when the
That's fair.
I don't feel bad about it. Okay. Guys in the chat, am I wrong on this? Everybody went quiet.
Everyone's like, here they go.
They're like, what?
Here they go. No, like I understand both sides. I do. Like, as the customer, I'm like, bitch, like, sell me my shit. But then as like the old retail in me, I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm here. Like while I'm like, give me my shit, I'm cringing, and my heart is like, I'm so sorry, but give it to me.
You're the reason they keep the doors open till 8 o'clock, because you're what we call late. And I was late, or not quite late, but it's not like I showed up at 8:02 asking them to break the law.
It's true. People used to knock on my door and be like, hello, I just need one thing. And I'm like, the cash register is closed. And they're like, no, but I know what I need. I'm like, cash register is closed. And they're like, but I have cash.
And that's
fine.
fine.
Do you know how hard it is? Like, if I open this again and I turn this on, the system thinks that it's tomorrow. And then I'm in trouble. The cash register is closed. They're like, but it's only 9:01. And I'm like, cool. So 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, so they were late. You don't reward late.
Yeah, so many times that's happened where they're like, especially when I worked at that shoe store, because people were running to like right before they went to the club. First of all, who the fuck wears new shoes to a club? That's stupid.
Somebody didn't have shitty
like your feet
shoes.
are going to be bleeding.
Shoes.
They're like, you got to stretch them out like the night before or something, because your feet are going to be bloody. But like every day you'd hear on the glass door, and I'm like,
That's different, because that's after the time. Like they were those good folks at Sunnyside. Those good folks at Sunnyside were able to help me out within 3 minutes, and I was out the door before 8. But yeah, but it was clear they wanted me out, but they were happy to take my money. And so yeah, that's a whole different bag, Robin. Good. All right. So it is 9:30. We're going to wrap this up, and we're going to say thanks to everybody for listening to About Adventures in Consumption. And thanks for joining us. Color of the month is lime. If you missed this,
Wait,
go
hold
back
on,
and
hold
watch
on,
the
hold on.
watch the beginning. Thanks. Yeah, Nicole, I'm going to send you a link that now you have to watch because you hurt my feelings by not watching it. So tell everybody where they found you or they can find you, Nicole.
Here on Instagram or on my website because I actually been loading shit and stuff.
Oh, very
at
good.
actress.net, you know.
Very cool. And you
This
can
whole
find me
time I've
over
had
here.
this upside down. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were reminding yourself. All right. I am Rick Stroh at Instagram, on the World Wide Web, and on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/@RickStroh, you'll find me. Apparently, they changed that that method of finding,
Really?
and I appreciate it. So what? So yeah. And then on
You could
Threads,
just do at whatever.
yeah, you can after the backslash on the .com, you can put an @ and find me, which is really cool. It makes things a lot easier for when I'm doing shit like this. And on Threads, even I don't. Yeah. So we'll see you next week. We'll see you actually on Sunday instead of the 12th. So thanks for joining us. Be safe and yeah, thank you.